Hey, it's Knuckle with another episode of Buffing Blades from Xenoblade 2, this time Knuckle Claws. So Knuckle Claws are not in the kind of situation that the other weapon classes I've gone over so far are in. They're already a really good weapon class, and it's more about just the blades themselves can be mediocre. So nothing to change on the weapon class itself. We'll only be talking about the individual blades, including the absolutely adorable Ursula. I did not know that animation existed. So let's talk about, first off, Adeline, because there's not much to talk about Adeline. Adeline is already really good. There's nothing she really needs. The only thing that I would do to make Adeline even better for party support, because she's already great just because of this one skill, is just give her another extra bit of party support and make this affect the whole party. I'm pretty sure it doesn't already because it would say affects all if it did. Pretty sure this only affects herself, so just make this affect everyone. The whole party gets increased blade combo damage. That's the only thing I'd really do with Adeline. She's already great. And I mean, this is useless in battle, but it's a really useful skill in general, especially when you're farming. So because of that one skill already, Adeline is already great. So the only thing I do is just give her even better party support. Now on to what we're going to actually be buffing. So Ursula, give her 2 slots here. There is no reason that any blade except for Electra, the only blade in the entire game that I can justifiably say only needs 1 slot is Electra because of the niche that she's got. Of course, Electra is terrible anyway, but we already went over how we would buff Electra without giving her another slot. Otherwise, no one needs 1 slot. It's just stupid. We could also give Ursula a plus 15% agility mod. I mean, she deserves it with all the trouble you have to go through with her quest. Speaking of her quest, the very first thing we would do to buff Ursula is make her actually usable. Instead of having to go through hours and hours and hours of being AFK, or just doing other things while you wait for her, just shorten her quest by at least half the time. At least half the time. So increase the fans gained from all her Merc missions by just double the fans gained each time you do a Merc mission. That's it. Now, as for buffing her in battle. So, I'd say specials are fine already, but this one could be a lot better. Because she's kind of based around setting up barrier, along with just being there, like just switching her in is a sort of safety net. I mean, that's fine already. We wouldn't change that. This could be something a lot better, but I'm not really sure what we'd replace it with. I'd say she's already really useful as she is, just as a stat stick that you can switch in to be a quick emergency heal, and then get up barrier also. So because of that, I would replace this with applies damage barrier. That's really the only thing I'd say Ursula really needs because her whole thing is just being backup. So just make her have a bit more use when she is backup, when you send her in, use her for a bit. So have her level 3 special be that it sets up barrier. Maybe not as much as this one, maybe it could be 50% at max. Could start at 10% and go up to 50% HP barrier. That's all I really got for Ursula, because, I mean, her whole niche is basically just being backup. So we don't really need to make her more useful while she's in. And we only need to make her more useful when she comes in instead of making her worth keeping in all the time. Next up is Nim. So Nim specials are already okay. So this, I mean, this is kind of weird. I don't think it's too useful, but I mean, I guess it's fine as it is. In fact, because of this, we could probably replace some of these healing things with critical damage. I mean, we could very easily replace those with critical damage. Possibly all of them. Since Nim's niche is around fusion combos, and I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure this only applies if Nim starts the fusion combo. I would make this that it applies to the whole party. If anyone starts a fusion combo, then it restores party's HP. This one, I believe it's the same. It only affects her, so that would also be made to affect the whole party. Anyone uses a fusion combo, it increases the damage. I could be wrong on that, though, and it already does that, in which case, yeah, it's already great. And this one, this is useless. It's so situational. So for this, I'd replace it with increases fusion combo time. When you use a fusion combo, anyone uses a fusion combo, the normal amount of time that's increased on the timers will be added on 2 seconds. Just add 2 seconds to all fusion combo time increases. Because her niche is already being about buffing fusion combos, so I just make her more party support for fusion combos. Just having her around would drastically improve your fusion combos. And lastly, for Knuckle Claws is Cora. Easily the worst of them already, so we've got a lot to do for her. This is so useless. Especially since, I believe, I think just Nia, has a launch art on Knuckles. So basically, this is only usable on Nia, who's not the best user of Knuckles to begin with. So we would replace, I'll get back to this in a minute on what we're going to be replacing it with, because first we need to talk about the skills. These are fine. Wouldn't do anything with that. So first off, this one. This is really dumb. I mean, just the base 60 seconds is already really good and more than you need. So this increasing to 100%, 100 seconds is pretty much useless. It's already a really niche skill to begin with because you don't exactly need all that 60 seconds, especially after you've got the deeds that increase time and stuff is out. I'm pretty sure there's deeds that increase the time and stuff is out. So I'd be replacing this. I'm not replacing it, but keep it at just the 60 seconds base. Doesn't even need to get higher than that. But then add on to it that it increases the effectiveness of HP potions by 50% up to 100%. So at max, it would double the healing that you get from all HP potions, not just for Cora, but the entire party. For anyone picks up an HP potion, it heals for twice the amount that it normally would, along with keeping them out longer. Because Cora's niche seems to be that she's kind of a safety button. So we'll be leaning into that with all these. So this one, another really niche, not particularly useful skill. I wouldn't get rid of this effect, but I would add on to it that reduces damage taken by 50% while walking. So if you're ever at low HP and you have Cora, you just switch to her, you start walking, and now you're not taking damage while you're also healing. I mean, it's not going to be really useful either way, but we're just going to lean into her being a safety button that you switch to when you really are in a bad situation that you shouldn't be in the first place, but it would at least give her a better niche. And for the main things that are going to improve her niche, why is this a chance thing? It should just be 100%. Make this 100%. Then it's actually pretty useful. And so now we talked about this. Level 1 special. Same effect as here. Have it stop enemy movement for 3 seconds at max. It can start at 1, then 1.5, 2, 2.5, and then 3 seconds. So that would stack with this. You can just spam her level 1 special to get 6 seconds of the enemy not being able to move at all. So not going to make her super useful, but again, just trying to make her niche of a safety button better. So you could switch to her, stop the enemy from moving, and then walk to heal off and reduce your damage. That's all I got for Cora, I think. Also, I'm not sure on the area of effect. I'm pretty sure this one's got a big area of effect. So, otherwise, just as a general thing, for all when landing a hit restored 50%, just any special like that at all, make it have a decent area of effect. I mean, not just for Knuckle Claws, but any blade. So that is it for Knuckle Claws, I believe. I actually was surprised that there was only those ones. I thought there was going to be others to talk about. For some reason, I thought there was more Knuckle Claws. But anyway, here is Ursula again, because she's adorable. So that is it for the regular weapon classes. There's no reason to talk about axes or katanas because they're already really good. Maybe I'll do a little bonus throwing in a specific axe or katana that could use buff. I mean, the only katana I think that could use anything is Percival. So maybe I'll throw Percival into one of the others. But for the next episode, I'll be going over New Game Plus blades that really need their niches improved. So, see you next time.